The cable cast-on is similar to the long-tail cast-on. It creates a structured yet elastic edge, making it perfect for sleeve cuffs, headbands, ribbing, and anywhere you want a little give. In this video, I'm going to show you the knitted cast-on, the classic cable cast-on, the alternate cable cast-on, a variation that's perfect for ribbing, and a simple trick that will give you the best looking cable cast-on possible. I'm using size US 8 needles and a worsted weight yarn. For this method, I recommend double-pointed needles or circular needles. Straight needles will work, but the others will make certain steps easier. The cable cast-on begins with 2 stitches, a slip knot and 1 knitted cast-on stitch. To create a slip knot, lay the tail end of your yarn across your fingers. Wrap the yarn around your hand to create a large loop. Slide the working yarn under that loop and pull it snug to tighten it up a little bit. Place that loop on your needle, not too tight and not too loose. To construct the knitted cast-on, insert your right needle into the slip knot as if to knit. Wrap your yarn around the needle and pull it through. Instead of dropping the stitch, place it onto the left needle. Now we have our 2 starting stitches, and these are just the setup for the cable cast-on. Here's how to work it. Insert your right needle between the first 2 stitches on the left needle. Wrap the yarn as if to knit. Pull it through and place the new stitch onto the left needle. Pull your yarn so that the stitch isn't too loose, but also not too tight. Repeat this until you have the number of stitches your pattern calls for, plus 2 extra stitches. For example, if you need 14 stitches, cast on a total of 16 stitches. Why the extra stitches? Those first 2 stitches, the slip knot and the knitted cast-on, are just the foundation. If you leave them in, the slip knot creates a bump and the edge may look a little loose. By adding these 2 extras, you can drop them off at the end for a smooth, even cast-on edge. If I try to just pull off the slip knot, you'll notice it doesn't want to move. It's anchored to the second stitch, so I need to pull off the first and the second stitch. This is why I recommend using either double-pointed needles or circular needles. Let's take a look at the difference between a long-tail cast-on and the cable cast-on. The long-tail cast-on creates neat, uniform loops along the edge. It's great for projects where you want a clean, polished look from the very first row. The cable cast-on creates a firmer, rounded edge with a rope-like texture. It's ideal for cuffs, button bands, and blanket edges, basically anywhere you want to add more stability to edges to help prevent flare or stretching over time. If you look closely at a cable cast-on swatch, you might notice that 3 of the corners look nice and squared, but one, the bottom right, often looks more rounded. Here's why. Every new loop you create acts as the base for the stitch before it, but the very last stitch doesn't have anything after it to anchor it, so it curves. Here's the fix. When you get to the last stitch, pull up your loop as usual. Before placing it on the left needle, wrap the yarn around the needle as if to yarn over. Use your left needle to scoop up the bottom loop on your right needle and place it on the left needle. Knit that loop. Drop it off the left needle, then place the stitch from the right needle onto the left. Now your last stitch is anchored and squared off. It's a subtle difference, but when you're seaming garment pieces like sweater panels, you'll notice the payoff. The classic cable cast-on sets you up perfectly for knit stitches, but if you want to start with purl stitches, you'll want to use the alternate or purl cable cast-on. It starts the same way with a slip knot and one knitted cast-on. But instead of inserting the needle from front to back, you'll insert it back to front and purl the stitch. You'll start to see purl bumps forming right away. Why use the alternate cable cast-on? Well, for garter stitch, the purl bumps blend beautifully into the texture. For ribbing, you can alternate between the knit version for knit stitches and the purl version for purl stitches. In this example, I'm alternating between the knits and the purls to create a 1x1 rib. I love this method because the finished result produces an almost invisible cast-on edge. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you feel confident with the cable cast-on and its variations. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you won't miss the next video. Until next time, happy knitting!